Rosa, it's nice to spend some time with you. A lot of conversations around the changing of the guard and the leadership, both at the school level and the district level. Tell me about your professional path to the principalship, and when was it for you, when did the light bulb go off that said, not only do I want to work in education, but I want to work at a level of leadership where I can impact an entire building and an entire district someday?
Yeah, for me it happened when I realized that my sister could not read when she was about 32 years old. And I was already an educator. I was a kindergarten teacher. And at that point, when I realized that she could not read and she never learned how to read as an immigrant, that's where the passion began for me. And I knew at that point I needed to lead a school so that I can ensure that all students read on level. And I do that very well, provide very good interventions for that so that all those gaps are closed.
And that is a strong story. Boy, that you don't hear that every day, but I think that's very powerful, and it really personalizes your experience in the leadership I would imagine that you provide. So now you were part of a cohort with the AASA building the next generation of leaders at the superintendent level. Tell me about what that's like and the sense of responsibility you may or may not feel in that path to show young women, minorities, that there is a path that is great and that provides great opportunity professionally and personally.
Well, for me, again, my sister's story really drives me. So even now as a principal at a school, I see the need for students to have a really great education. And I feel that at a more global level, the superintendency would be able to provide me the opportunity to make sure every single school in my district is meeting the needs of all students, especially when it comes to literacy and making sure that those gaps are closed. So that's how I plan on impacting all students of all backgrounds and making sure that everyone has a great opportunity and a great education.
What areas do you find to be the most challenging in school leadership as you are working towards that superintendency that you want to continue to focus on, or that you see that are cutting edge issues that you want to make sure that you are on top of as you build your leadership skills? Is it the funding challenges that districts have? Is it the ability to communicate effectively with communities, because there are so many now very challenging issues that districts have to deal with?
I think the most challenging thing for me is getting everyone to see my vision and my passion. And so how do I communicate that vision and that passion without making someone feel alienated because they also have an opinion and they're also passionate about different things? So that would be my challenge for me, because for me, funding, you could always get creative around ways to continue to push the work and continue to provide good quality work and education for students. But when it comes to views, especially conflicting views, I think those are the more challenging pieces. So for me, it would be trying to convince, whether it's you or anyone else, that this is what's right for kids and this is what we need to do. Yeah.
Let's close with a specific question around your building and being a principal. How has your role in guiding sort of the vision of your school changed or morphed over time when we're looking at technology and the ways in which we incorporate it in, so that it's not just a Band-Aid, it's not just something we're adding on top of what we're doing, but that it's integrated, that it really takes into account today's learner, where they are taking ownership of their learning, even at the youngest of levels? How has that path been for you?
For me, I've tried to make an awareness around the need for technology, because kids are always immersed in technology anyway. And if we don't catch up to those needs, then we're not going to reach the learner. A lot of kids are very bored, they check out, and it's very difficult to reach them. And we have to move away from just, throwing content out there and hoping that kids will get it, to really just making sure that we individualize that learning so that kids are getting it. I'm very data focused, very data driven. So for me, it's very important for me to educate my teachers on how to analyze that data so that they can make on the spot, on demand decisions to guide instruction in a different direction to meet the needs of all learners. So that's how I incorporate technology in the classroom and one-on-one with teachers, to make them more aware that we are not meeting the needs of kids and we need to move in a different direction with our data or with instructional tools that are more entertaining for kids.
Well, continued success, Rosa. It'll be nice to see how to monitor your path with the superintendency pursuit, and your school's lucky to have you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.